Okay, so if you've spent very much time with kids, you know that their emotions are very real to them. Raise your hand if you have a two-nager or a three-nager living in your home. Drama? Anybody? Emo? Like, we have plenty of that going on in our house. As they grow and as they're processing their lives, they're, exploring their worlds. Our kids have a lot going on in their hearts and in their minds. And I mean, if you think about your life, there's a lot going on in your heart and in your mind, but you have words to process and you are a communicator and you can, work through those things, but our kids are still learning how to do that. And so sometimes their emotions can be so strong, so frustrated as they're trying to sort through these things. Our kids are learning about feelings. What are they? How do I handle them? How do I process this big world around me? Okay, something that I love to learn and talk about. So of our five senses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, smell is the only one of the five that activates the limbic system of our brain, or you can also call it the emotional control center of your brain. So this is the part of the brain where we store and process all of our emotions. And we can actually diffuse or inhale essential oils to help support and balance both our own emotions and our kids' emotions. And the oils have a direct path right to that emotional control center. They can help bring balance, they can help bring calming, and we use them a lot of times in our house to neutralize the intensity of the emotion for our kids so that they can calm down enough to have a conversation about the situation. Okay, oils that I use to support our kids' emotional health. There is a superstar in this category, a rock star. I will tell you, it is called Peace and Calming. This oil has become invaluable to us. We use it all the time, and I affectionately refer to it as my tantrum tamer. And sometimes people are like, yeah, right, does it really? It really does. At least in my home for my kids, it is a tantrum tamer. I cannot tell you how many times my baby has been inconsolable, so worked up, and we drop a drop of Peace and Calming on his head, we rub some diluted on his feet, and it's like it just helps him collect himself. He doesn't have any words yet. He doesn't know how to tell us what's going on, but the Peace and Calming just, it just centers him. For my big girl, she is a very, very strong-willed girl. She has really strong emotions. And sometimes she loses control and she goes crazy. And Peace and Calming helps her calm down enough to where she can talk about it. So Peace and Calming, Peace and Calming, Peace and Calming, it's amazing. Vetiver, so we've talked about vetiver for focus and we've talked about it for sleep, but you guys, it's also amazing for grounding emotionally, just for calming down, kind of getting focused and centered again, and losing the intensity of the emotion. Frankincense, which comes in your starter kit, is grounding and calming for emotions. A lot of times when everybody is like the 4 o'clock crazies, anybody else have the 4 o'clock crazies in their house? Everyone's up from nap time, second wind, crazy, running circles around the house. I'll diffuse frankincense sometimes, and that helps everybody just kind of wind down, calm down. It's awesome. Okay, and then of course lavender. You guys know lavender does everything, right? It really does. So lavender is really calming, awesome for emotions. Young Living actually has made a kit just specifically for emotional support also. And you guys, it's such a valuable tool for kids who've been through maybe some traumatic events or, have just had difficult things happen to them and have a lot to process emotionally. So Valor has always been, I'm always saying it's my favorite oil because I love oils, but like Valor is my favorite oil. Top 3. They call it Courage in a Bottle because it helps to, support courage and to say no to fear. It really does. It goes to that emotional control center in your brain and it strengthens your child's, ability to be courageous. So I know a lot of parents use this before school in the mornings if their child is, struggling through some anxiousness about getting on the bus or going to school. A drop of Valor on their head, a drop of Valor in a roller. Roll it on, honey. You got this. And so it's awesome for supporting against fear. Harmony. I know of course, all of our children get along perfectly all the time, so we would not need support in that area. Just kidding. When there's, tension or conflict in your home, diffusing harmony can be really helpful for bringing everybody to the place where they want to reconcile and they want to, work through their little scuffles. Forgiveness. Obviously, really important to having a healthy family is forgiving each other and working through conflicts with each other. So, if your child has experienced trauma or has been hurt by somebody in their lives, this is a great oil to have in your arsenal, to rub on them in times where they're angry, or to diffuse when you're working through issues. Inner child is a blend. When a child has been abused or gone through something traumatic in their lives, there's a tendency for the child to disconnect themselves from their inner child or from their true identity. And obviously that can create a lot of confusion for them, among other issues. So this oil, it's called Inner Child. It's a great support for helping the child to stay true and connected to their true heart, and true self, rather than emotionally detaching. It's awesome. Great tool. Kids in foster care or, situations like that. Release is another tantrum tamer. Awesome for diffusing, or it also helps to release memory trauma and frustration. So yeah, it's great for that reason. Present time, moms, I feel like it's so easy, for us to be stressed in the moment, or, for it to feel overwhelming, all of the responsibilities we have, whether we're working moms, whether we're stay-at-home moms. We just carry so much as mothers. And present time is an oil that helps you to be fully present and to fully live in the moment. And so I feel like almost it's a better tool for moms even than it is for kids, because we want, the days are long but the years are short, and we don't want to miss out on what's going on with our kids and our families. And then surrender. We bought this oil particularly because we have a strong-willed child, but this is a really great calming, relaxing, emotional balancing oil for more dominant or strong-willed personalities.